Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Dana, and I wanted to give you a sense for what it's like when you take one of my vocabulary workshop classes, whether it is live or a flex class. A flex class means that you would be watching this on video, just like this. If you're live, you're going to come into the classroom, and I'm probably going to say something like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And if you're a student, you're going to be like, "Okay, I'm just waking up, chill out a little bit." At any rate, when you come into the classroom, there will be a warm-up that applies in some way to one of the words on our list. And so I'm doing week 159, meaning that's the 159th week I've done this. That is 1,590 vocabulary words. And no, I'm not worried about running out. So on this screen, one of the words is fruition. And so it's all about understanding this in context. You might have no idea what fruition means, but students can usually kind of figure it out by talking about what did this child achieve? Did he destroy the world? Did he make a big sandcastle? We don't know. Okay, but how did his plan come to fruition, or what plan came to fruition? Then we start going through the words, and I'll show you just a couple of the words so you get a feel for the style of class. We have this really cool image. I think he looks like the Monopoly guy to me, an evil version of the Monopoly guy. I asked students, who wants to volunteer to pronounce it? Do they have to know how to pronounce it? Absolutely not. Some do. Some stare at words and give their absolute best attempt, and I love it, even if it's completely wrong. Because see, the point is they're actually looking at the word and participating in class and trying their best. So if you have a student who loves to participate, awesome. If you have one who would prefer to sit behind a black screen and just kind of listen, that's perfectly fine too. I never call students out. I'm never like, Emily, pronounce this for me. Hey, I don't do that. I was a shy kid. I'm perfectly cool with that. So after we talk about the pronunciation of this, which by the way is either skullduggery or skullduggery, depending on if it's American or UK English. This also has like 3 different spellings. I won't go into that. I will pop the definition up there. I'll get my head out of the way. And students also receive a worksheet with space for each definition. So students would write down the definition. We talk about what skullduggery is. Okay, and I have lots of images. Here you've got high C skullduggery. And the idea that skullduggery is anything from like me swindling you to a charlatan selling a panacea. Those are 2 other words I've done. Look them up if you don't know them. To, maybe Hamlet actually digging up the skull. Was that skullduggery in the finest sense? Possibly. Okay, then we go on to the next word. Okay, optics. This is a great word. I see it in the news all the time. I'm not really going to explain this one. What I do want to do is go to the second part of class. I call it the regurgitation station. Is it juvenile? Absolutely. Regurgitate does mean to vomit, to throw up. So I always apologize to students who are eating a meal at the time. But the reason I named it regurgitation station is because a lot of times students are taught to memorize all this information and then regurgitate it on a test. Word vomit, yay. And so that's what we do in class. It's kind of a test, although I don't use that word, to see how much you've retained. Okay, so what happens is that the words are out of order now, and they have to figure out which of the 10 words I'm talking about. They've seen this picture, they've seen the definition, they have to type into chat, if it's a live class, what the word is. I'll have chat on private so they can't see each other's answers. And if they're in a live class, a flex class watching this on video, I would want them to circle the word, say it out loud, just to have another touch point with that word. And so this one, is the word glom, another great word. So glom can mean a couple of things. Okay, and then I give them the etymology. A lot of times our words come from Latin, but we get a lot of Old English, French, Germanic words in there as well. This one happens to be Scottish. Students don't have to write the etymology down. But what's really cool is that after you've taken a few classes, you start making associations. Like if a word starts with con, com, call, co, students like, that means with or together in Latin. Yeah, it absolutely does. And so students do start to be able to figure out words on their own. I give them synonyms and antonyms. They can write those down. And then I show them a couple of sentences for usage, and we read these out loud, and students are able to ask questions at any time. So we go through the 10 of those, and like I said, they're out of order. And then at the end, we have a picture, and students have to write at least one sentence about the picture. In a live class, they send it to me via chat, and I read it out loud if they're cool with that. But they would have to figure out like what kind of skullduggery is going on here. I don't know, the man sidled up to the truck and I don't know. Okay, they would have to use some of these vocabulary words, or at least one word in one sentence about this truck. So it's a fun way for them to look at the words and figure out how to associate them with the picture. If you are in a flex class, I give you a few more activities. We look at a certain Latin root that appeared in one of the words. We do some matching, etc. So the flex classes have a few more activities at the end. Both classes come with a Quizlet and a Nearpod that students will have access to practice the words to their heart's content after the class. So that is flex class, and I will say goodbye now, and I hope to see you either in my live classes or my flex classes. Have a great day.